Okay, so this is a little bit awkward, but as I'm sitting here ready to edit the video, I pulled in my commentary for it and found out that it was just 30 seconds, and that was it. And I don't know how that happened. I've never had a glitch like this happen before, but somehow it only saved. Actually, no, I do know it. It's happened once before. Yeah, that was another eerie time where I said something about death and then the audio cut out. Anyway, the point though is, for whatever reason, my audio just was 30 seconds instead of the whole thing, so as a result, I'm having to post-commentate this whole thing, which kind of sucks. But on the plus side, it's only 2 videos, so I'm not overly bothered by it. It could be worse, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wasn't disappointed with the commentary or thought it was bad or anything. There's like a few things where it's like, oh, well, cool, I don't have to worry about editing around this. So, I mean, that's nice. But other words, I mean, I don't know, I'm kind of half and half about it, so I'm gonna do what I can to try and make it entertaining. It's only fair that I do give you guys the magical voice of which is Pumpkin Zone Area Voices. I am a spooky ghost. There, we got that one out of the way. That was the thing. I like that one. I don't know, it's really weird and it's kind of fun to play with. What I did one day was I took some of the voice clips my friend sent me, and I was like, what happens if I remix you? And I just like put a whole bunch of different sound effects on her. And then when it came to Ghost, I thought that one sounded the most interesting out of all of them. So, as far as the actual game, I guess, goes, I mean, I'm kind of just running around. See, that's the other thing about this is, in retrospect, really, when you pay attention to the commentary that I make in a video like this, I'm usually not saying anything special anyway. But at this point in time, I know for a fact I wasn't sure which way to go, because I was like, well, wait. Like, there's an up path and a bottom path, but I was thinking that they were 2 separate things. So once I take this pipe back up here, I was like, well, wait a second. Am I supposed to climb on the blocks? Does that lead me somewhere? And the answer is no. My dumb ass didn't think to turn right. Instead, once I got down the pipe, I just turned left, and that's it. I just made a wrong turn. But other than that, that's about it. Just kind of running through. I haven't said it yet, because this is the first level. Pumpkin Zone has 2 secret areas, and one of which I had a loose memory of, the other one I couldn't remember at all, and it's in levels 2 and 3. So I was able to get that freshened up in my mind. I also, I think when I first saw those blocks that we were just walking past earlier, that I thought that was the secret exit. Or not secret exit, the bell, but that's actually what this right here is. This is the bell. So I know because I remember that where I like saw it and panicked and was like, no, not worth it. And yeah, that's the bell. That wasn't in this session. That was in my first time playthrough. But yeah, that's the goal, and it's me jumping to confirm myself. It's kind of fun to think about the body language I do in the videos. I die a lot in this session, actually. That's a spoiler for you. For instance, I can already see our first transitioning point right about there. That was a weird fade. Sometimes the fade does that, and I had that issue with Revelations as well, where it'll be like, yeah, here's the last few seconds. Like, I didn't want it to show the map, but it showed the map. Oh well, who cares? Really, in retrospect, what you can do for like this first section is just run straight and ignore everything. And that's kind of the problem I was facing, was I felt like I should have just been ignoring everything, but I wasn't. I was like, oh, I want to have fun and explore. And having fun and exploring generally put me in more danger than if I had just ran away. There's a one-up down here, a mushroom down here, but yeah, I find it kind of irritating to get, so I wouldn't exactly recommend it. Also, I haven't said it, because I don't know why, for whatever reason, I'm thinking it's only certain levels. Yeah, because we've been running past enemies and stuff, and, like, the enemies in this zone are just fucking crazy. Like, I didn't say it at the beginning, because for whatever reason, I'm just thinking, yeah, it's one level, and it's like, no, it's the whole damn zone. So, like, we were running past, like, fucking Jason Voorhees masks, even though he doesn't own hockey, I'm pretty sure. And there's a Cyclops, and there's a Will-O-Wisp, And it's really crazy to think about what kind of stuff they were making back in the day. Because you're never going to see designs like this ever again. Especially not a hockey mask with blood in it. I mean, the blood part was kind of a choice by the dude who wanted to make the colored version. I bet if Nintendo had their way, it probably wouldn't be like that. But all the same, like, it's still crazy by today's standards, because you would never see something like that in a Mario game like today. And as a result, that makes this game stand out that much more, because it's so different from other Mario games. Like, it's pretty cool. So, I make bad decisions with booze. And right there you can see a 1-up, and I realized when I was looking up the secret stuff, trying to refresh my memory, that apparently the 1-ups are actually made by the dude, because in the Game Boy version, they're just hearts. And I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that's something, and that's probably, now that I'm looking at it, probably to make sure you can tell the difference between a power-up mushroom and a 1-up mushroom. I was busy thinking, I was like, oh, that's weird that I didn't, but now it all makes sense. The lack of color clues it in. I learned something without meaning to. All it took was thinking about it. Pensando sobre esto. That was not entirely correct, but whatever, who cares? You didn't understand what I said anyway. And you're probably not going to Google it. So, for the secret levels, you're going to need the rabbit ability, because there's like a small gap you need to jump across. That's about it. That gets nudged down, at very least. Those little fucking tongue things are like really weird to me. I don't know what it is, they just seem super weird. Again, something you don't see typical. But it was like right here. This was the one I had loosely remembered, because I remember it had something to do with water. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, do I need to go down there, or am I supposed to go to the right? Maybe I'm supposed to go to the right. So I start going to the right a little bit. And then I'm like, wait a minute. This looks like it's the way forward, so that can't be right. I must have to go down. And then that's when I go down. And down is definitely the correct way to go. The downside about this secret exit, though, is that it is super duper slow paced, because you can't, like, jump at all. It discourages quick movement. You gotta, like, wait and duck against these stupid fishes, and they're all over the place. Like, look, I can't do anything. I gotta wait for this idiot to get out of my face, and then I can start moving a little bit before that idiot gets into my face. But here's the kicker. Because of those blocks right there, you actually have to take damage and be in that spot. Because if you're Mini Mario, you can't spin jump either. You have to, like, get to that position. You have to be regular medium Mario in order to get this secret. So that's a trial there. This secret I don't think is so bad. This was the one where I was afraid, because I was like, the floor is probably lava. It's not lava. It's safe to go down there, but I didn't know that. So as a result, I just kind of like flew around. So at this time, I'm taking it, you know, getting as much as I can at once. And I'm like, alright, well, let's go far, because we probably gotta go far. And yeah, and then I started thinking, I'm like, well, maybe I'm supposed to keep my height by bouncing off the Goombas. And that's the goal, so I tried doing that. And eventually, the coins disappear, and that's the end of it. But I just keep going anyway, because I'm terrified, because I don't know if below me is a pit, or if it's safety. Luckily, it's safety, but at the time, I didn't know. Honestly, that little section, though, flying around getting the coins, kind of reminds me a bit of, like, Espresso from Donkey Kong Country 1. And then, there's stars. And stars do this. I didn't have to be quiet for that, and I know I've been doing that a lot for the star things, but I got 3 up, and that's fucking great. So, yeah, that's the door. Not where you'd think it'd be, but it is. Kitty wants out now. Yeah, and then because of the way the secret exits are in this level, it's like halfway through each level. You gotta get to the checkpoint before you can reach them. I just kind of cut ahead, because there's not really... Firstly, there's definitely no point in showing it because it's all post-commentary now. But other words, it just wasn't really necessary either. But I was kind of like super kicking ass with these stars. Barely got that. And then it was long enough for me to get that. Like, I was having a good day with stars. Getting them one-ups, you know? And now, level 3 then. I do like the way this looks visually. And I say this in the perspective of it's 1992. So you take what you can get. But I like the idea of the windows, like, gleaming light down in. And it's pretty cool. I thought maybe I could jump on the stupid Goomba head, but, how does it work? Sorry, had a yawn. And then I end up in a really awkward position where I'm getting eyebrow-raising Goombas flying towards me. Yeah, but you never see Goomba ghosts ever again, do you? There's a Toad ghost and that's at your door. That's not the same, but that's kind of what I started thinking about. And then these flashing blocks, I like that. That's pretty cool. It doesn't matter if they're visible or not. You can still stand on them. That was something I actually didn't say, but should have. Yet again, for this secret exit, you also do need the bunny ability to get through to it. And, it's not until, like, the end of the level that it's actually relevant. But, I'll give it to you here anyway. Yeah, going on about visuals, because I know for a fact I talked about that. I know, like, comparatively to today, you could look at this and say it's not all that. And that's fine. But I still do think that this looks really cool, and you gotta try and, like, keep that mindset of at the time. That Goomba is a total dickwad face, and I don't like him. He's, like, there to booby-trap you, so after he booby-traps you, like, 5 times, you're eventually going to remember to not fall for it. I don't know how many times it took me. But eventually I did learn not to fall for it. But he got me the first time because I definitely didn't know it was coming. Also, the piranha plants are covered in spikes for some reason. I don't know if I said that in this recording session or if I said that in the last previous videos. So here is like the worst mistake of my life because I'm like, oh. And I didn't realize that what they wanted you to do was go from right to left and not left to right. And I was busy checking because I was like, maybe it's somewhere in the middle. And as a result, I kind of screwed myself out because every single one here is a dud. And that's the correct one, and now I can't climb up. So I kind of chopped myself in the foot there. I don't know how you're supposed to get higher. Maybe you can get higher. It looked like there might have been an opening. That's probably how. I don't know, I've never done it. I've only ever screwed myself over. Pretty sure, at least. So now I'm kind of fucked because I don't have a rabbit. But, by kind of running around like a jackass, I find another bunny, and I gotta make this one count. And luckily for me, this is like the very spot that it counts, because right here you just fly straight across, and that's it. So that was a blessing. You don't technically have to carry it through the level if you just find that one, but yeah. So now I'm reaching that point of like post-commentary of like, oh shit. What am I supposed to do and talk about? This secret level is actually pretty tricky, and I learned a thing a hard way, but I'm not so sure when I'm going to learn it. At first I said no, don't need fire flower, then I saw the blocks and said yes, do need fire flower. And this kind of reminds me of Poochie and Nippy from Yoshi's Story, where you're throwing the eggs at the blocks, but those blocks are also your ways of getting across. Yeah. I remember saying that, and I try to get this one up passionately and die. And upon dying, I learned a very cruel secret about the secret levels. If you want to get back to them, you have to get the secret exit again. So I had to redo the whole level and then make another save state just to do that. But that was a huge, oh fuck you video game moment. So, in case you didn't know that, you're very lucky. I did have a nice moment where, like, as I was saying that, I instantly jumped off the edge like an idiot. And I did have that included, but I was like, I can't do it. It's not going to work without live commentary. It doesn't have the same effect, so I just removed it altogether. But I died, like, within the first 5 seconds of the level, right as I was saying that. I was like, hey, did you know? And then die. So I check all the blocks anyway, because I figured they're hiding secrets. There's only 2, and that's those 2 right there. The rest are irrelevant, but I just keep looking anyway because I'm an idiot. And the problem... not really that big of a deal. This is dangerous stuff to do, but like the worst part is right here when you try to like press B to start running and then you shoot a fireball and you almost run your happy ass off the cliff. That's what got me right there. Was I wasn't trying to, and I remember trying to say that in Macro Zone, but I didn't have the words or something. But that's kind of a thing that I was thinking about, and I missed a platform and died again. Like I said, I died a lot in Pumpkin Zone. I don't know if I'd say it's hard as much as it is I'm just an idiot. It wasn't so bad. I wasn't raging, at very least. So there's that. This little one, I didn't bother checking through because this line is just so goddamn huge. And what it is it's very clear that they're like giving you these guys to encourage you to throw fireballs at it and then be like, oh no, that's a bad idea, you know. So I don't do that, but that's very clearly the trap they're trying to set up. One up there, but I didn't feel like fucking with it because I was like, nah, it's not worth it. But all the same, that's it. I feel like this is jumping a little bit, and that's making me kind of nervous. I did like a soaring edit for this where I just skimmed the video and said, yeah, it's good enough, call it a day. I made sure to at least make sure... oh yeah, I meant to talk about this. I went to check the audio. No. Yeah, to make sure it was still in sync, because I forgot that Camtasia has this habit of desyncing audio after a set period of time, so I did that at very least. I'm 1 coin shy of 999, and that makes me very angry. But I did learn that you can literally enter any level you want, pick up 1 coin, hit start, press select, just like Donkey Kong Country, and you can get 1 coin. So now that we've got 999, we're going to spend it. And I get a fat 50 up. So the other slots aren't nearly as good, and unfortunately that means I'm probably not going to show this, but because, you know, no live commentary. If you do like the 30 or 50 coin, you can get like a power-up. But apparently doing that crashes this ROM. So I can't do that, and now that, because again, commentary is dead, I can't show that, but it was a shame because I thought it was pretty funny. The audio though, I mean, I didn't mean to specify. Regardless, the point is I wasn't the most happy with the last session because I felt like it didn't sound all that great, so that was kind of bothering me. But in other words, I was super happy with the commentary and I thought it was good. It was just like, I feel like the audio quality wasn't as good as it should be. So that like bothers me personally. And then those fucking little fish tentacle thingies are weirder than hell. Yeah, that's all there is to it. It just weirds me out. I keep the rabbit because there's nothing really to shoot, so it doesn't matter. There's no point. You can't shoot Boos or Goom Boos, or you can shoot the Jasons and you can shoot the Cyclops if you want. But that's like about it. And it doesn't matter much in a ghost-filled zone anyway. You know what I'm saying? Can't find this. A zone full of ghosts! The original intro for the video was actually just of me doing this. And I thought that would have been a great... and I enjoyed it for the idea of it being an intro because I was like, someone's gonna click on this video, hear that shit, and then, like, immediately close the video. And the idea of that's hilarious to me. So there's Jason Mask, so if you want to use fire, you can do that. But that's like the only instance. I guess. That's not the only instance, I know there's another instance. So a lot of pipes here, and I was testing because I'm like, I know for a fact they can block you in, and there's where they block you in. And here's the other part of all Jason masks walking around. They don't have bodies, they're just masks with bloods, knives, and feet. Imagine being the guy making that kind of design. Yeah, so all the pipes are kind of like worthless. I did a count, and they all basically seem to lead here. So once you go down one, that's it. There might be like a power-up or something on one of the hidden blocks. I don't know. I didn't bother checking. But there's that to note. So this is Boss here, kind of teleports around, is invisible, shoots fireballs, isn't so bad, and sometimes those little pot lids will try and push you up into the spikes, but overall I did it pro strats first try.